Have you ever tried trading with different strategies, like scalping, day trading, or short-term trades? At first, you enter with only a small portion of your total capital. Then the price drops, so you add more to lower your average entry price. The price drops again, so you add even more. And at some point, you stop thinking and start praying. You hold, you keep holding, and eventually, you lose almost everything. Then, the moment you finally close your position, a sudden violent rebound happens, and your head starts to feel hot. Have you ever experienced that? On the other hand, have you ever bought a position? The price immediately went up. You shouted, "Nice," and took profit, only to watch the price go up 2 times more after you sold? That painfully frustrating experience. Many investors go through these exact situations, and many of them repeat the same pattern. Small profits, large losses, over and over again, until one day, their account is completely empty. So, are you just unbelievably unlucky? Is someone watching you through a hidden CCTV behind your back? Or are you simply stupid? No, none of those are true. This is a very common pattern in investing. And the reason this pattern almost inevitably leads to an empty account is not your intelligence. It comes from instinct, from the way the human brain is wired. In the investment world, people often casually judge whether someone is a good investor using 2 simple questions. Here is the first one. Imagine I offer you $50,000 right now. You're excited and ready to take it. But then I say, wait, if you play rock, paper, scissors with me and win, I'll give you $100,000. But if you lose, you get nothing. You walk away empty-handed. So I ask you, would you just take the $50,000? Or would you play rock, paper, scissors? In this situation, most people choose to take the $50,000. Now, the second question. This time, you owe me $50,000. It's your hard-earned money, and you're nervously about to hand it over. Right before you do, I stop you and say, wait, if you play rock, paper, scissors with me, and you win, I won't take anything. But if you lose, you have to give me $100,000. So, will you play rock, paper, scissors? Or will you just give me the $50,000 and end it? If you win, you don't lose the $50,000. In this case, most people hesitate and then decide to play. A strange thought suddenly appears. I'm actually pretty good at rock, paper, scissors. This is the core discovery of Daniel Kahneman, who won the Nobel Prize in economics in 2002. Humans behave safely when facing gains, but take greater risks when facing losses. Our instincts are fundamentally asymmetric when it comes to profit and loss. Kahneman was a psychologist, not an economist, and yet he won the Nobel Prize in economics because his research shattered the core assumption of traditional economics. Classical economics assumes that humans act rationally to maximize their own interests, but Kahneman proved that this assumption is an illusion. Why does this happen? According to Kahneman's research, the psychological pain of losing money is about 1.5 to 2.5 times stronger than the pleasure of gaining the same amount. The exact number varies by study, but the conclusion is consistent. The pain of loss is far stronger than the joy of gain. If the joy of making $50,000 is 10, the pain of losing $50,000 is somewhere between 15 and 25. Neuroscience research supports this as well. MRI scans show that the areas of the brain activated when losing money overlap significantly with the areas activated when experiencing physical pain, regions like the amygdala and the anterior cingulate cortex. In other words, when your account balance slowly decreases, your brain doesn't process it as just numbers. It hurts. For real. The pain signal is similar to being cut by a blade or having flesh torn away. That's why in some Eastern trading cultures, a stop loss is described as cutting off your hand. Most people don't want to feel the pain of losing a hand, so most people behave the same way. They refuse to realize the loss. Instead, they convince themselves they're getting a bargain, shout, nice price, and buy more. Now it's no longer just losing a hand. It's risking the loss of the entire arm. People don't hold losing positions because they're lazy or stupid. They do it because their brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Professor Terence Odean of UC Berkeley analyzed over 10,000 individual investor accounts. The results were shocking. Most investors sell their winning positions quickly, but stubbornly hold on to losing ones. They hold on until their account is nearly wiped out. And even then, many of them borrow money to start trading again. They take even greater risks to escape their current pain and chase hope. At this point, it's no longer about losing an arm. It's like holding a knife to your own neck and feeling relief that your arm hasn't been cut off yet. In Tom Hugard's book, Best Loser Wins, there is a powerful story. A hedge fund manager's boss doesn't focus on what trades the manager picks. He focuses on how the manager behaves. Does the manager add to positions when price falls or add when price rises? Do they hold on to winning positions or hold on to losing ones? A skilled fund manager holds winning positions and adds when price moves in their favor. This behavior goes directly against human instinct, and that's why it is extremely difficult. So instead of fighting instinct blindly, I suggest thinking about it this way. When you add to a losing position, your account faces only two outcomes. If you're lucky, you break even. If you're unlucky, you suffer a much larger loss. You're choosing between no gain or far greater risk. Now consider the opposite. If you add to a winning position, your account also faces two outcomes: break even or a much larger profit. Even if the price reverses, a break-even stop protects you. At worst, you walk away with no loss. Yes, your current profit might disappear, but if you're lucky, the reward can be far greater. And remember, we don't make just one trade in our lifetime. We trade again and again, hundreds, thousands of times, between someone who adds to losing positions and someone who adds to winning positions. Who do you think survives longer? Who ends up profitable? If you must choose between your wealth staying the same or becoming completely broke versus choosing between your wealth staying the same or becoming rich, which choice would you make? So then, how should you behave in the market to align with the outcome you want? The answer is already inside you.